can hear you.
Awesome. Thanks. Yeah, thanks for jumping on. I
Yeah,
talked to Connor yesterday, so I've been kind of making the rounds, talking to
yeah,
all you
yeah.
guys, talking about just chat and everything. Figured it'd be kind of an interesting perspective with the conference finals and everything happening. So, when was the first time you played against Chet? Like, do you remember?
You know what's so funny is, um, so he played on the Spartans was what they called them
Okay.
in grade school, and I remember I went to the eighth grade state like basketball championships. Like we didn't have a game or we were done or something. We weren't a great youth. Like our eighth grade team wasn't very
Yeah.
good, so we were done early. And I remember him just watching him. He's the tallest person in the gym, second to his father, who was videotaping on a handheld
Oh,
video.
geez.
His dad, like just so noticeable, it was insane. So it was just he's been like the unicorn, I guess, that everyone talks about for a while now. And then yeah, the first time I played him was that game at Minnehaha that everyone remembers. So,
Yeah, when they told you, hey, you're gonna guard Chet, what was kind of your reaction?
um, well, honestly, like we had that year of Minnesota players was just so stacked with Dawson Garcia, with Dane, with all those people that were just like really solid. So honestly, and I know this is gonna come off crazy, but like it was just kind of just another matchup. Like, all right, this guy is really, really good. He's gonna go high level Division One. Um, but the matchup was a little bit different in terms of like those guys that I just mentioned kind of play like a three or a four. Like Chet kind of played like a guard, so it was okay. I was gonna try to just get up and use my quickness, and I was excited for it, no doubt. I knew how big that matchup would be, and so yeah, that was pretty crazy. Honestly, it was wild to think about, but it was just I guess in the time another matchup.
And how tall are you?
I'd like to say I'm 6 foot, but 5'11" probably.
5'11", and he's what, 7'1"? So
Yeah.
you're giving up about a foot there on the matchup.
Mhm.
But I mean, just like, yeah, you kind of talked about like quickness and being out on the perimeter. Were there any other kind of like strategies you tried to take in when you were going up against him?
I had a lot of conversations with people around me before that game, like how should I guard him? And it's pretty crazy now to think about it, but I just decided to get as physical as possible. Um, and guys like that just hate like the hand checks and like off ball, like where are you putting your hands, where are like your elbows? And I decided like I wasn't gonna let him be comfortable the whole game. And so, most people's ribs are about this far apart,
Hmm.
but Chet's were like this far apart. So as much as I could, I was like getting my hand like on his side, trying to at least make him like kind of fall away from the basket, get out to the 3 point line, so then I could guard him on the perimeter. And so all that stuff off ball, like my elbow being on his side or like something like that, just making him uncomfortable. So yeah, the sneaky, I guess, techniques, I guess, paid off maybe, but it's pretty crazy to think about.
Does he talk a lot? Like, is he like a talker?
No,
Or-
no, I don't really talk too much on the basketball court either, so it was a pretty silent matchup. But um, I guess as the game went on, I guess we got a little bit more confidence. Maybe started, talking a little bit more. But that honestly stems from John. So if you talk to John,
Yeah, the picture is still, yeah, I got sent the
yeah,
picture the other day of him getting in his face.
yeah,
That was funny.
he's the biggest shit talker on the team for sure. No doubt.
Uh, is there anything else like if you hadn't been on the court with like that you know about Chet just from being on the court with him versus like just us who are all watching? Like, is there anything you like picked up on that maybe you wouldn't be able to pick up on unless you're like playing against him?
A good question. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think now watching him in the NBA, I think you see how good he is around the rim. But I just like playing against him, it completely changes the way you play basketball. I mean, I have so much respect for him. He definitely doesn't. I mean, that guy doesn't know my name for sure. Like it's
Yeah.
like one of those things. And But I have so much respect for him, but just because how he changes the game. I mean, you can't go around the rim. Like we couldn't make layups because he's always around the rim, and I don't think people understand that to the extent he changes how you play the game. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, you see it 2 days ago. The Wolves. I mean, Anthony Edwards couldn't finish in the lane. Like he took one layup I think all game. Right.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty crazy. So um, yeah. And then I mean he honestly yeah, he's a competitor for sure. Like he that game was so fun because I mean they kept like as we took the lead in the late in the game, like yeah, that then the kind of their switch was turned off. But man, like those guys were as talented as anyone we ever played, and just keep coming at you. So I mean, he'll be like one of those greats that you talk kind of like evolving and changing the game, with just how special he is.
How do you kind of see how he's changed since like, you saw him in high school? Like how do you feel like his game has changed since he's gone on to, Gonzaga and now the NBA?
Yeah. Honestly, I should follow up more. I think in high school, or I would guess I would say with the Thunder, he just owns like his role so well. Like Hartenstein is I guess the big man that kind of like is more traditional, and he just, I think, revolves around that so well. Like he'll always find a role in the NBA. I think he has definitely become a better 3-point shooter, and that just is so dangerous. Like they ran a set for him. I was watching game 7 or 6 of the Nuggets series, and they ran a set out of the timeout to get him a 3-pointer. And it was like, how do you even guard like this
Yeah.
guy pump fakes? Like one, you can't contest the shot because he's shooting it from 9 feet. And then if you jump at all, he's long enough to get around your body. So I think him developing again his like perimeter play is so special because yeah, sure he maybe is like weaker so he can't be in the low post, but like man, if he develops like that perimeter game, and it's pretty awesome. I've also seen him like back to the basket be better also. That's if he gets good around if he gets great around like the post area, I mean, there's just no way that you can defend a shot that's on a like if he gets a fadeaway like Dirk, man, it's over.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, yeah,
Is it just kind of crazy now you turn on, the TV the other night and it's, the Wolves and Thunder and then you're looking down and you see Chet and you're like, "Oh yeah, I played against that guy and I guarded him and everything." And just like how do you process that?
yeah. Sometimes it's a reality shock when you're at a bar sipping a beer and that's the guy that you played with. It's like, man, what am I doing with my life? um, no, it is pretty crazy. Every time Jalen Suggs comes on, um, Chet's on, I still get, and I'm thankful for him, still get texts and calls like, yo, do you remember when you were in that guy's grill? Like, and people still bringing it up. Parents that I coach lacrosse still, and parents still talk about that game. It's pretty surreal, honestly. I'm thankful for that moment, no doubt.
Yeah. Do you it's kind of a silly question, but like when you watch, these guys guard Chet, are you kind of like you got to just do that like I did this and it was like, getting his ribs a little bit. Is that
Yeah.
ever going to cross your mind?
Yeah. It does. And then I think about like, okay, well, yeah, I guess one, he was a different player, different time, and it's high school basketball, right? Like it's just the systems are much different.
Yeah.
But I mean, I remember when he had that viral video about like when he played against Steph Curry in high
Mm-hmm.
school in the
Yeah.
camp. Um, and just like how that is now like just an everyday thing that he does. Like he could do that whenever. And
Hmm.
so um yeah, I think about it sometimes, but I mean, we got to play that game was like our Eden Prairie style of basketball.
Yeah.
Um, like we got to like settle in the half court and play offense and kind of dictate things on defense. And the Thunder don't let you do that. They're so good, man.
Yeah. Talking to Connor, he talked a lot about there being a lot of pride just like watching these Minnesota guys come in, make it, whether it just be in like high D1 or NBA, just like do you kind of feel the same way? Like there's kind of that pride of watching these guys come up.
It's huge. I'm so passionate about being from Minnesota. I played lacrosse at Marquette, and that's where everyone's from Boston, Philadelphia, Long Island, Baltimore, like all that stuff. And being from Minnesota, you take, I think, a lot of pride. And like I think we can confidently say like Minnesota is a hotbed for basketball. Like I don't think that's a hot take at all. And um, being like seeing all these kids from Texas and California and Florida make it, it's like, okay, it's great, but like you see these guys come back home and are on all-star teams and um you want to see them succeed. You really do. Like every time that you turn on the TV, I talk with my buddy all the time. Like, oh, that's a Minnesota kid. I played him my junior year. He was an all-conference kid in my conference. Like there's things like that. Like I'm from Marquette. Jackson McAndrew went to Wazetta,
Yeah.
and so we saw him play 2 times this year in conference, right? It's just like interesting. You see these kids as you grow up playing, and now they come back, and yeah, you take a lot of pride because I think you feel like you're looked down upon because you're from Minnesota, not one of the big areas, but no, we have players just as good as everywhere else.
Perfect. I think that's all I got questions wise. Yeah, I'll let you know, try to let you know when it airs. I'm not quite sure yet, but yeah, I appreciate the time.
No doubt, man. It's a cool concept.
Yeah, right. It's been fun talking to you guys.
Yeah, man. No, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, have a good one and thanks again.